Hi, I'm Julie. I am the Marketing and Sales Manager at CDI.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm the General Manager at CDI.
So Jason, if someone wants to repaint their RV, what should they look for when selecting a paint shop?
I think simply to start, I would look for 4 walls, a roof, and a floor. And I say that partly in jest, but it never ceases to amaze me. Some of the places people will take their high dollar investment and get it either painted or repaired. If you showed up to see your doctor and the surgeon was set up in a parking lot for your surgery, you wouldn't go through with that surgery,
Yes.
would you?
No.
I didn't think so. And I don't know why you would drop your RV off at a place in the middle of nowhere on a dirt road and expect someone to professionally paint it.
So when looking for a reputable paint shop, is warranty an important thing?
I think warranty is important for your peace of mind. I think that if you're making an investment in your RV, you want to be able to leave that experience and feel good that A, the work's been done correctly, and that it's life. Things happen, and if something comes up later on in the process, you are with a reputable company that's going to stand behind their work, that's going to help educate you, that's going to help fix or take care of maybe some unforeseen issues that come up later on in the process. And in the end, you don't want to be stressed out while you're camping. You want to be relaxing, having a beer, making s'mores, doing whatever you do while you camp. And if you're always worried about your paint job, then to me, that's probably not the place you want to be. So I think warranty is important.
So when wanting to get a full body paint job and looking for a paint shop to get that done, is licensing a big deal?
I believe having insurance and being fully bonded is important because any number of things can potentially happen. If you're located in Tornado Alley and a tornado comes through and rips your building up off the ground and your client's RV's in there, I would want to feel comfortable that the place that I took my coach has insurance to take care of that, because my coach may be in Kansas now, and that would be a problem. But I think that is important. I think making sure if something were to happen to the coach during the process, that the place you're doing business with is reputable and fully covered, that's peace of mind to me. So I think, yes, making sure that they're insured and fully bonded is an important criteria when selecting a paint shop.
So when selecting a paint shop and after going through the entire process, do you think it's important that they give you proper aftercare instructions?
For most people, paint is not second nature. They own an RV because they enjoy being outdoors, they enjoy camping, they enjoy spending time with family. Nowhere in there does being a paint expert have to be a criteria for when it comes to buying an RV. However, you just made an investment in something that you love to do, and so now you're a little bit more involved in the process. And so making sure that you're working with a company that is going to help educate you on how to take care of that coach, when to do certain things, when to not do certain things is really, really important, because that coating, that paint that you've just put on, it's kind of a evolving protection and visual aesthetic. It takes some time to cure out, and making sure that you don't go and do something too early or not at all will help protect your investment and keep your coach looking great for as long as you take good care of it. And so helping educate people that are not paint experts, at least on the base level of paint, is important.
So when dropping off your coach for a full body custom paint job, what should you look for when getting that customer service when you're walking in and when you're dropping it off?
I would want to feel as though, even though I'm not there, I am there. And so not only when you show up, just being able to walk around that coach, do a thorough inspection, open up all your slide out, open up all your compartment doors, make sure all your lights are working so that you can kind of go through and calibrate on where your coach is at. But throughout the process, if you were to have questions, if you were to want updates, if you were to wonder about this or that, I would want to be able to pick up the phone and ask any question that I had at any point in time and know I'm going to get a live body that's going to understand what I'm looking for. Most of the time people are asking those questions because they're trying to inform and educate themselves. And so making sure that you're doing business with a company that puts a lot of value on customer service, to me, is really important because it's a big investment and it's a big decision. And you want to feel like I made the right decision, I brought it to the right place, it's being taken care of by the right people. So I think anytime you were to have a question, there are no dumb questions, just ask it.
Yes, and having a really awesome sales team and a really awesome customer service team is super helpful.
And when we find that, we're going to absolutely hire them.
So when looking for a reputable paint shop, what other things should people be looking for?
I would want to know that the place I'm going to has a emphasis on health and safety, that their employees have proper equipment, that they're on scaffolds, that they're wearing full respirators when they're spraying paint, that they're doing things that are in the best interest of the environment whenever possible, that throughout the process, everything is being done so that it's in accordance with any OSHA guidelines. Things to that nature I think are important.
So how hard would it be for somebody to paint their RV on their own and not go to a reputable paint shop?
I guess that kind of depends on how big of a project that you want to bite off. And the whole paint process in and of itself is challenging, but not unattainable. But like any other job, it starts with having the right tools. And for the most part, people don't just have a paint booth hanging around their house where they can protect the coach and keep dirt and mosquitoes and whatever else is flying around in the air that might stick to the side of your coach. They don't have that available. And so in and of itself, somebody could execute it if they had a lot of time and they had the proper tools and a lot of patience. But for the most part, most people don't have all of that. So it's a little bit more of an arduous task to try to take something on like that on your own.
So Jason, do you have any thoughts on paint and paint systems?
If I was looking for a shop, I would start by making sure that they have a high quality automotive paint system. And when I say system, it's important because there are at least 3 layers, from the primer layer to the color coat layer to the clear coat layer, and they all need to play nice together. You've seen salad dressing, oil and vinegar, where it stratifies because they don't play nice together. That's bad when it comes to paint. You want all of the layers of paint to cooperate. You want it to be a complete system. I think on top of that, for the most part, when people are picking colors within RV, they get excited about certain deep murder candy reds or metallic blues, things to that nature. If you have a high quality automotive system with high quality pigment toners, then you can get to a more expansive color palette. So when you come into a shop and you have your heart set on a rally orange or a fire engine red, you don't just get something kind of like that that doesn't meet your expectation. You have the full array of colors at your disposal. If you're not using a high quality automotive system, you're not going to get to that color space. Why don't I ask you a question? Right? Like, how come you get to ask all the questions? That's crap. So Julie, what do you think is most important to a customer when it comes to selecting a paint shop?
I think the most important thing is feeling comfortable. I think feeling comfortable asking questions. I feel that it's important that they feel comfortable with their design. I feel that it's important that they feel comfortable with who they're working with, the price that they agreed on, always being able to day and night get a hold of the company and understanding where their coach is at, when they're going to be able to pick it up, what that reveal is going to look like. Again, if they are licensed, I just think it's important that they feel really comfortable going throughout the process. And some paint shops, they don't have that many designs for you to choose from. So, picking a paint shop that you have a lot of different options or a completely custom option, I think is really important, that you get exactly what you want, and any color combination or any design that you want is really important.
How should color and design play into selecting a paint shop?
I think a really big thing is making sure that the paint shop that you select has the option that you're not just one single color, that you don't look like everybody else, that you have the option and availability to do something completely custom, to choose as many different things, or to choose different colors or vibrant colors or muted colors, whatever you want to do, to not look like every other unit driving down the road. I think that that's pretty important, and some paint shops don't provide that. So looking for a reputable one that gives you different options with colors and designs, I think is a pretty big deal for some people. So along the lines of educating on looking for a reputable paint shop or full body paint, what would one be looking for repair work at a reputable paint shop?
First off, actually having the facilities and the equipment to do the work. Simple things like tree branch scratches or minor cosmetic repairs is one thing. You know, if you're talking about rebuilding a cracked back cap with fiberglass is something that's totally different. To go along those lines, there's also the education side. And so if you drive into a tree, you probably know that you drove into a tree. So there's, other than, hey, next time don't drive into a tree, there's not a whole lot of education that goes with that. However, if your front or back cap is peeling, understanding what got you to that place, I think is important. And I think if you're looking for a reputable paint shop, they should be able to answer those questions.
Yes.
What can I do so that instead of seeing you every 5 years to repair this, I see you every 10 years to repair this? Or if your paint protection film is molding, what can I do differently? So helping educate the customer on how you got to that place and how you can get there less often, I think is a really important part of that relationship between a reputable paint shop and a customer, and giving them more information to make an educated decision, I don't think ever hurt.
Yes, I think the biggest thing is education around the board. I always say, you didn't hit the tree hit you.
I've literally never heard you say that.